Welcome back to round 8. In this round we have very important game, Mamedyarov against Grischuk, the clash of the leaders, so we'll follow that game definitely. And we already have moves.
Yeah, very important game for the whole tournament, I think. Okay, it's not less than one half. Yeah, some King's Indian stuff is G3 and C5.
With DC5.
Yeah, DC5. I think Shakhriyar did something like this already in a recent tournament, but as a matter of fact, it doesn't look too much impressive. Actually, right now, I don't understand what was it all about. Okay, Alexander Grischuk just attacks the pawn.
The pawn
B3 just loses everything after some knight D3 check.
Knight D3 or...
Well, very strange, very strange.
Very strange.
Looks
How
like
to protect this pawn actually? Do we have any...
Well, Shakhriyar is very resourceful, but I don't see, okay, some bishop D5, well, looks terribly ugly, but okay, bishop D5, E6, bishop E3, queen C7, well...
And this is what happens?
This is what will more or less probably happen, yeah. Because now I think, oh yeah, E6, bishop E3, queen C7, then knight B5 follows. Okay, so it looks like probably nothing was so wrong, but anyway, this bishop on D5 looks, let's say, at least strange. Yeah, Alexander just preferred to ignore it. Maybe right decision.
Castle.
To have a square B4 for his queen. Now probably E6 is already coming. Still very strange opening choice for Shakhriyar Mamedyarov. I think that there is a lot of more reliable opening lines than what he has chosen.
For Blitz game, he tries, I guess, everything.
Yeah, okay. It looks tricky, but I think that okay, he's already trailing on time.
What about castle? If E6 is a threat, or
I think okay, castle. If castle, then I just play E7, E6. I think so.
E7, E6, right.
Queen E3, bishop bishop E3, queen B4.
Right.
Yeah, queen E3.
Yeah, bishop E3.
Bishop E3, queen B4. I think okay.
Queen B4 seems very logical to trade the queens off. It's true that then we won't have much pressure on C4 pawn, but after queen B4, knight B4, just the threat is on check on C2 and also bishop D5.
Yes, and still E7, E6 is in there. Well, looks very strange. Definitely Shakhriyar will find something, but it looks like he is under certain pressure. In G3 line of King's Indian, immediately after the opening, well, very strange opening idea.
Queen B5.
Queen B5.
Is another move, but
weird
how does
tactical.
he
A6.
A6. Yeah.
A6.
A6. It's quite obvious for me because if I wanted to change it a move before, then A6.
Okay, it weakens. It's a little detail that it weakens a bit this B6 square, and in the end game it might be important. Some stuff like knight A4, knight B6 might follow at any moment. So maybe this A6 is not a universal recipe, but okay. But what to do if he plays just E7, E6, just returning to
E6. A6 is on the board, forcing white to trade off the queens on, well, queen b6 is another move, but doesn't it seem a bit dangerous for white?
Not only dangerous, really. Oh yeah, if E6, then probably, okay, then he'll part easily with his, but no. E6.
E6 and the C4 pawn is under big pressure?
Yes, or it looks like it's more or less gone. After E6, hard to find.
Hard to advise a move.
Yeah, what he's aiming for. Yeah, very strange opening experiment.
Maybe now he has to take on.
But then
C6.
queen b6.
Queen b6
If
and
bishop b6, just
knight
bc.
c4 maybe. Knight c4
Or
now.
maybe even this, maybe even knight c4, but I think b6, bc was also good enough. No, knight
Right.
c4.
Knight c4 wins,
Knight c4
wins a pawn.
is quite a good move.
Now both bishops are under attack, so white has to save one of them.
Yes.
And
In this leader's
black
game,
will have just a pawn and two bishops, which looks very, very good for black.
yeah, more or less, it's more or less winning. I think that okay, maybe Shakhriyar will just find some resources to play, but still, his opening treatment proved to be just inadequate, just simply inadequate.
Less than 2 minutes, but very good position for Alexander Grischuk. He takes the bishop with d pawn, and after long castle, b6. Very natural move. Also, we don't want to have this bishop always on c5 because then it restricts our castling
Yeah.
options. Bishop d6 is interesting, but still not.
It was more or less forced, I think, because bishop d4 could be met with e5.
5.
So
Knight d6, rook d6, and we have to defend the pawn on c6. Now with bishop b7 or rook, bishop e5, it's
even more.
nice.
Yeah. So it's
if white takes on c6, bishop b7,
Bishop
it
b7
wins material.
and now extra pawn, two bishops.
bishops.
Okay. Only this.
Huge outcome for black from the opening for Alexander Grischuk. Now
Yeah.
he just needs to develop and
And that's all.
that's all.
Yeah, knight
More or
a4.
less.
Knight a4 might be a bit unpleasant in some cases. Okay, Shakhriyar will try to.
Knight g4, knight e4, maybe he wants to try knight d6 at least to
Maybe.
change one bishop.
Well, knight f7, just an exchange down. No, I don't like it.
Knight f7, king f7, rook d7.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was meaning this, but that's definitely not enough.
Knight
Okay.
f3 and bishop to
Once
e7.
again, like in the game with Morozevich, I think that
c5, yeah.
black needs some sort of miracle here to survive, because okay,
Yeah, it's just pawn down two bishops and it's an end game, so we can trade off the pieces. Bishop b7 seems quite natural here.
yes, to meet knight
Knight
d6
d6 with
with
bishop
bishop
c6.
bishop
Oh,
c6 or bishop c6, then knight e5 would come. Okay,
Right.
a5 is an interesting move to develop, but no, bishop a6 is not a threat. But okay, he is now ready to meet knight d6 with bishop
With
a6.
bishop a6.
Yes,
a4.
trying to create sort of blockade here. Knight c3, knight b5. Maybe it's less clear now somehow. Okay,
Rook d8
rook d8 is a
Rook
move to
d8.
play.
and knight e5. Black has to be a little precise here, not to allow many nice jumps.
Maybe not even a little. Maybe
Quite a bit.
he has some serious technical problems right now. Okay, what about, let's say, knight c3, knight b5? I don't know. That's
Yes, and the bishop has to stay on c8 because allowing rook d7, it's, well, bishop b7, but still knight e5, it's interesting choice. Bishop e5, knight d7, and trading the one bishop and keeping control also on d7 square. But after bishop d5, the d file is closed, so maybe it was not the best option to play for something. f3 e4 is the threat now. Well, kind of a threat, but bishop b3, what happens? Rook d7.
But then
probably.
rook d7 or rook d6, and clearly there are
d6
technical
and-
problems.
After e4, there is bishop b3, so the b6 pawn is protected. Was very
6
nice.
rook h7,
Um,
but rook d8 now.
Rook c8.
Oh, damn.
Oh my god.
Oh, damn.
Oh my god.
Oh,
He just
damn.
lost the rook.
Yeah, it
What?
happens in Blitz. Yeah,
Jesus.
Shakhriyar is so lucky.